we've talked about this a lot of times, but like, how did we go from just following each other on Twitter to me being like, "Hey, Izzy, I sort of know you well-ish. Do you want to help me catfish a bunch of guys for money?"
Right. And then we didn't meet in person until like a year and a half later.
And even when we met in person, it wasn't that great.
I know.
We were both wildly anxious.
And I was also just so depressed. I remember I went to Universal before you guys got there, and I was just so sad riding all the rides.
Didn't you say that you cried while you were like on the roller coaster or
Yeah,
something?
yeah,
I love that image of you just like in a spinning teacup, and then just like a blank stare on your face as like tears roll down your cheeks
right.
as you're spinning in a circle. I mean, I think we could both agree that like amusement parks and places that are designed specifically to make you feel happy and to entertain you are just really sad at the end
Yeah.
of the day.
I really don't enjoy amusement parks. I enjoy like okay, I enjoyed Harry Potter World because I'm a huge geek for that shit. I enjoyed Epcot if you've ever been there. It's like all the different countries.
I
Um,
don't know what Epcot is.
okay, it's a part of
Yeah.
Disney World and it's like all the different countries. That's it. But
Right.
there's this place called King's Dominion up in Virginia. And, it's just like, it's strictly roller coasters and stuff. I'm sure there's a bit of a theme I've never really noticed, but I don't find that,
Everything is made of metal.
yeah, I don't
Ooh.
find that shit fun. Like, it's hot, everything's expensive, there are like fat people everywhere.
I mean, I like being surrounded by fat people because it makes me feel thin and trim.
Right, but then, like, when they lower the bars, it lowers to the bigger person. And if you're small like me, you're afraid of slipping out of there.
That's true. Dude, that's my like worst fear that I'll be on the roller coaster and I just slip out. But it's always funny to think that my dead body would land on some poor kid's ice cream cone. So I think that makes up for it.
Yeah, that would be cool.
The issue I have with amusement parks and stuff like that is like you have to wait in line to have fun. Like you're forcing me to wait in between me having fun to have more fun.
Right.
Like I could have more fun with my friends for much less money without the lines, you know?
You spend more time waiting than you do riding the rides.
And then you have to be like of the upper class to be able to get the fast passes, and it's a scam.
Right. But I feel like it's good bonding for your friends?
That's the thing. Like you have to be at a certain level of friendship though already to be comfortable with someone enough to wait in a line with them, and like to
Yeah.
maybe let like silence stretch for longer than silence should probably stretch for.
Right. You have to be comfortable in silence with them.
But the worst part about it is it's not really silence because like you're taking in all the noise around you, like everyone else's conversations, like the banging of the roller coasters against the tracks.
The screams.
Yeah, it's just so overwhelming. I hate it.
Honestly, this is an unpopular opinion, but I don't like roller coasters.
You don't even like riding on them.
No.
This is an syllables. This is an unpopular opinion.
I just
Is it
hate
just because the weight isn't worth it, or is it actually the ride itself?
I hate the anticipation. I hate standing in line for an hour and like hearing people go on the ride and like them screaming and stuff. And then I hate getting on the thing, waiting to go, and then like going up so slowly. And then it like pauses at the top. Or if you're in the back, you see people going down and you know that you're like about to go. I fucking hate that. It makes the entire thing not worth it for me.
That's great. Like that's the part I love the most. So I guess it's just like whether or not you're into being anxious as a form of entertainment.
I think I just don't like the lack of control?
That's fair because like you already lack so much control in daily life. Why would you pay $100 to feel more of it?
Right. Like, I can be a reckless driver, and sometimes that's fun for me because at least I have control of what I'm doing, you know? But
Yeah,
when I feel like I'm about to die and there's nothing I can do about it, it's not worth it.
What would you say is the worst way to die?
Um, the roller coaster falls off the tracks and you crash.
And then you like survive for like a little bit.
Right, but you're like crushed under the debris so you can't move.
It's like one of those things where like the only thing keeping you alive is the debris. Like the debris is keeping you from bleeding out.
It's tamponading your wounds.
Yeah. Like as soon as they take the debris off, you're just like, oh, that's it. I'm gone.
You know, that's like a real concern with people with crush injuries in the EMS world.
Crush injuries.
Yeah, if you get crushed by something.
Oh, I don't know why I went for like the romantic, like, oh, I forgot the. Okay, but yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah,
But like, do you show up? Have you shown up to scenes where someone was crushed under something?
not yet.
But you're hoping to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, honestly.
Oh, that that was me joking. But is that something you're actually looking forward to?
So my thing is like I do want to see things, you know. I'll be
Mhm.
on shift and we'll be talking about something and I'm like, "Oh, that sounds cool." You know, cool in a morbid way, not like actually cool. But then my crew captain will be like, "Oh, you don't want to see that." And then that pisses me off because yes, I do. I do want to fucking see that. Like let me decide if I don't want to see it.
Yeah, like once you're actually seeing someone's bloody body mangled in front of you, at that moment you can decide whether that's for you or not.
Exactly. I don't want to go through 4 years of medical school and then decide that it's not for me.
Yeah, that would suck, wouldn't it? Like you
Right.
get your degree, you become a licensed. Well, you are a licensed EMT, right?
Yeah.
What would you become after you graduate?
A licensed physician.
Okay, so you become a licensed physician, and then at that point you see all the bloody mangled bodies, and you're just like, oh, this isn't fun anymore.
Right.
I think have I think we've talked about this, but have I told you about that video clip of the two guys in the big rubber inflatable hamster ball, and they're like on a ski slope.
No, tell me about it.
Oh, okay. I could have sworn we talked about this, but I guess not. But there's this guy recording these two Russian guys, I think, and you know those that big hamster ball thing,
Mm-hmm.
and they're on the ski slope, and you can see like people off to the right, like going down on snowboards and skis, and you're looking at these guys, and you're just like, oh, this is gonna be hilarious. Like this is such a good idea. Like why did I never think about this? So the guys start rolling off in the ball, and things are going well initially. But then you realize that in something like that, you don't have a great amount of like directional control. So they start to veer off. Uh, so they start to veer off to the left a bit, and suddenly more people start to realize something's wrong. Until suddenly, like the ball just veers too far left and like falls off the edge of the cliff. And like, imagine that. Like, imagine you're just like having fun with your buddy, and you're stuck in that like small space, and then you see the edge of the cliff coming up, and you can't like move away from it, and all of a
Right.
sudden you're like falling down, and you're like your bodies are like hitting each other, like you're bumping into each other, and like from what I read, if I remember correctly, one of the guys died, but the other lived. Imagine that. Like imagine being in like a busted up inflatable ball
With
with
a
your
body.
yeah with your dead friend's body. That's
Yeah.
insane.
The guy who died was probably the one who broke the other's fall.
I wasn't even thinking about it like that. That oh man, that must suck. Imagine like the joy of living from a fall from that height, only to realize that you've crushed your friend to death below you.
Yeah, but it was probably a really cool fall, like a nice view.
Yeah, because like it's a clear ball. Like you get to watch as the sun rises, as snow flakes around you.
Mm-hmm.
I I feel like falling is one of those like deaths where you're scared for the first like 5 or 6 seconds, but then you realize you can't be scared the entire way down, so you might as well admire the view while you're falling.
Right.
But then you get closer to the ground and like the fear sets back in.
Then you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, that must suck. I I've been like thinking about death a lot more recently because
Cool.
yeah, such a great concept. Death. Oh boy, what fun. But I stopped being religious back when I was 17. But because I had been raised Christian for so long, I still held on to that like subconscious idea that one day I would go to heaven or hell, you know?
Hmm.
I didn't realize that up until recently I've still been holding on to that idea that when I die, I might go to heaven or hell. Um, so like a few weeks ago, I just sort of consciously realized, oh wait, that's not going to happen. But then what is going to happen? So like the last month or so, I've just been scared of death all over again. It's been
Yeah.
fun. It's been really really fun.
Well, now I'm thinking about death.
Oh, do you not? I thought you had it figured out.
What did you think I had figured out?
I just you seem like you're a very intelligent person in your young 20s, and you handle death a lot. You're around like you're in the hospice field.
Um, I mean, I have what I think the answer is, but it's a little depressing.
What do you think the answer is?
I think nothing happens. I think you just die.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's not inherently depressing, I don't think. Like, it's not inherently depressing that, like, this is our life, you know?
Right. I mean, I think it's like peaceful once it happens. I think you eventually find your peace with it right before you go. But it is terrifying to think of some like not existing in this current state because as far as you know, you have always existed in this current state and the thought of not being alive one day, it's like terrifying.
Yeah, I try to think of it as, like, oh, like, when I die, it'll just be, like, before I was born. But that's not a thing I can really imagine either.
Because it
So,
was nothing.
yeah, and you try to imagine nothing, but, like, you have to remove yourself from you thinking about nothing. So, how is that a concept you can, like, wrap your brain around?
Yeah.
But I think the idea that like because I look at hardcore religious people like Christians, Muslim, Buddhists, whatever you are, who sort of live their entire life, this life, in the idea that one day they will die and go to heaven, or they'll be reincarnated, or find nirvana,
Mhm.
or like go to the seven rings. And obviously that's nice for them if like that helps them find peace, and if they end up do going to those places. Like
Right.
imagine spending your entire life and you avoid eating meat, you avoid having sex, like you don't drink, you don't like do drugs or like have fun because you assume that one day it's all going to be worth it after you die. Like
Hmm.
imagine living like a life without these like basic principles of like being human, like feeling guilty every time you do something wrong, and you
Right.
lived with that like your entire life, and that's it. Like and then it ends. I feel like that's depressing.
Yeah. I'm sorry, it's just a lot.
Yeah, is this just going to end with us? This always happens. We either talk about something like personally, emotionally uh, challenging, or something that makes us concerned about our mortality.
Right. And then you're just dead at the end.
Yeah, boop, that's it. But it's sort of nice though, because like now that we know that we have this limited amount of time, we get to choose what to do with it. And I'm choosing to speak with you because I value you as a person and as a friend
Thanks, man.
and as a possible uh, organ donor if that need ever arises.
Oh, I am an organ donor. Are you?
I'm not because I don't think people want Asian organs.
That's stupid.
No, like people don't like. I can't donate to a sperm bank because people don't want Asian babies. I can't get matches on Tinder because people don't want to hook up with Asian guys. So in my mind, it makes the most logical sense that I couldn't become an organ donor.
If you cut a white person and an Asian person open, down the stomach, their organs will look the same.
I know that, but does Jim Smith, the KKK member who was just eviscerated, care? You know. But yeah, maybe I should look into becoming an organ donor.
Yeah, just do it. I mean, like, the only thing that matters is that you're brain dead.
I'm already brain dead.
Right.
I think I might have already donated my own organs to myself.
What do you mean?
Like I decided to. I actually don't know where I'm going with this bit. I think it was more just like my brain don't work,
Yeah,
so I gave myself my organs to make my body function.
head empty, no thoughts.
Exactly. Which is honestly the best way to have a head.
I know, I'm jealous of all those people.
I I wish I could just go to the cashier and be like, "Oh, you didn't scan that? Oh, must be free then," and like not feel any sense of remorse.
Right.
Like, what a life that must be.
What a life it must be to get married at 20 and like have kids already. And that's just all you have to worry about.
And like, not only that, but to like be okay with it, to like have wanted it, and to like to be genuinely like, oh, like no, this is the best way my life could have turned out.
Right.
I, dude, I can't imagine being married to anyone right now.
I know.
Like, we're kids basically.
I'm pulling a fat Jeep right now.
Oh, congratulations. Are you
Thanks.
are you smoking out of a water bottle again?
Yeah, I always am.
I know you so well. I wish I liked weed as much as you do.
It's a blessing and a curse.
I've heard. And I wish you liked acid as much as I do. So maybe it's just like a different preference.
Yeah, I just don't like being depressed for a week after I take acid, you know?
It is a very shitty week directly afterward. But well, that's why I wanted you to do it before whatever time you did it at, because you did it at like what 7 8 p.m.
Yeah, 8 p.m.
Not gonna say I told you so, but I told you so.
Well, why is that a bad time to do it?
Because you need to be able to time it at a time when you would actually be able to fall asleep.
Um,
Because like, because you have to sort of anticipate the fact that the come down is going to be awful, just straight up terrible. You're going to wish you could die. Um, so when you're experiencing those feelings, hopefully you're asleep.
right.
Yeah, but it also helps to have someone with you.
Yeah, I had fun lighting stuff on fire.
Yeah, lighting things on fire is a very primal, just human satisfaction.
I think humans have an innate fascination with fire.
Yeah, I is it just part of us evolving way too slowly?
Probably.
Yeah, but I don't know, like just fire is so nice. Like I don't know how to explain it. I just what I like putting my hand to heat and putting the fire to like a piece of paper, like watching the paper slowly just fade away.
I just love the power. Fire bows to no god.
Except water,
Right.
but that's not as fun.
Yeah. But you know, the
I
fire doesn't give a fuck about you.
that is fair. I I wish I could be like I want to get rid of my physical body and become like the primordial essence of the universe.
Yeah.
Like let me become a gust of wind or like a ray of sunshine. Why couldn't I have been born as like kinetic energy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But on the same like note of fire being sexy, you ever get turned on by like a really powerful thunderstorm?
Um, in a way, yes.
Like I dude like feeling the windows rattle, like seeing a flash of light outside your window and then like almost immediately after having the thunder just like rock your bones. It's so good.
A couple weeks ago, I got scared awake by a thunderstorm because the thunder was so loud, and that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, like, oh, nature doesn't care that I'm asleep. Nature's going to wake me up right now.
Right.
What did you do? Did you like try to fall back asleep, or were you just like, oh, I've got to be awake for this?
Well, first I was like, what the hell woke me up? Because I didn't wake up like at the thunder. I woke up a little bit after it, so I wasn't really sure what had happened, but I knew that it was distressing. So I was like, I have to wait for something else to happen so I can figure out what this is. And then I heard like another clap of thunder, and then I was a little afraid, but I thought it was cool, so I stayed awake until it started raining again.
Yeah, like it always feels like an event. Even though thunderstorms happen all the time, everyone feels special.
Yeah, it's just like it's fun, it's spooky.
Yeah, like, and that's like I love being as close to the rain as possible. Like hearing rain hit objects and like watching as it cascades down to the sky and just like creates rivers of water like on the ground. Just so pleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I made the mistake though of like getting high and like trying to go out into the rain to like connect, you know. But it just made me
Mhm.
really like wet and sad.
Nice.
Speaking of wet and sad, guess what I guess what I did for the first time the other day.
What?
So so I became really curious, right? Because like people have been talking about like how good it feels to stick a finger up your butt.
Oh no.
So, and, and I'm just like, because you know it's the male G spot. Like once you get tired of like touching your penis, you stick a finger up your butt. Like
I
it makes
guess.
everything feel better. Apparently, I didn't know, so I wanted to know. Are you okay with me talking about this? I feel like we're good enough friends for us to like be at this stage.
Yeah, but I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
When you stuck your finger up your butt, did your like anus squeeze?
Okay, so here's the thing. I am both blessed and cursed, Izzy, because I have got that gorilla grip butthole. My finger cannot go in, no matter how
You need to
hard.
lube it up.
Yes, I used Vaseline. You think I just stuck my raw finger up my asshole?
Vaseline is not an acceptable lubricant. There's something about it irritates the skin when you do that.
My butthole feels fine, but like it was lubey. But you think I should have actually used like KY or something?
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it's fine if your butthole's okay.
Yeah, my but the owner of my butthole, who's very aware of my butthole right now, feel pretty good about it. But
Cool.
um, but yeah, like I shaved and like I bent over, got the Vaseline on my finger, and like it
Hmm.
just wouldn't go in. And it made me very upset.
Okay, so what did you do about that?
Oh, I just went at it for like a good 5 minutes, but then after that, I figured, this is sort of a waste of time. But at least I can tell my good friend Izzy about it.
Wow.
And it
You
definitely
thought about me?
no, but
Okay.
which is good, I think. That's for the best. And have there is this guy in my back when I used to go to Bible study. There was this guy named Daniel, and I feel comfortable saying his first name because like
Yeah.
we all know a Daniel.
Hmm.
But he was talking about how he handled like pornography and masturbating, and he said the way that he like his support system for that was that he was that he had a female friend that he would text whenever he had watched pornography, and just like imagine that. Imagine you're just chilling with your friends having coffee, and all of a sudden your phone rings and you look down, and it's a it's a text from your friend Daniel saying, "I'm so disappointed. I just jacked it." Like, because at some point during the masturbation process, he must be thinking about you, right? Because he knows he has to text you after.
Right.
How does that friendship work? I don't understand.
I mean, maybe he's completely focused on the task at hand.
But like, if he's holding himself to the responsibility of being like, oh, I can't watch porn, I can't masturbate, so in order to prevent me from doing this, I'm gonna have a friend who I text whenever I do it.
Yeah, that is weird. That's a bad coping mechanism if it's not working.
Yeah, like I I'm imagining it like he starts masturbating even more, just like as a reason to text his friend.
Well, it's like he would rather jack off and have to tell somebody about it than just not jack off as much.
Yeah, or maybe just jack off and don't tell anyone.
Right, like why is jacking off even a bad thing?
Yeah, like why did Christianity come to a point where we have to we have to hold our friends accountable for doing it?
Right.
Like I told you I stuck a finger up my butt for like humorous reasons, not because I felt that God wanted me to do so.
Or maybe both reasons.
You think secretly I want to be punished by God, so I told you?
Probably.
That is true. I
It's pretty on brand.
to feel guilty about every single thing I do.
Yeah.
Dude, I got a comment from a subscriber who was like, "Dude, I'm like your videos mean a lot to me. Like I can tell how much work you put into them. Thank you so much for doing it." And I just felt guilty because like I know I'm not putting that much work into them. So like the fact that someone else thought it was, I was just like, "Oh no, I'm a fucking imposter. Jesus Christ."
Or maybe it was like a fake compliment.
Oh, they were being like heavily sarcastic. Thank you, Izzy,
Or
for
like
implying that I could never receive a genuine compliment.
that was rude of me.
No, no, it's fine. Keep going.
So I want to make a new Tinder account, but I can't use my original phone number because that one is banned from the Tinder app.
Was that the one we were using to catfish?
I think so.
And we probably can't use mine either.
Why? I thought yours would still work. I
Does
used yours as my Tinder for a little bit.
Oh yeah, when you went to Prague, right?
Yeah,
How was that?
it was cool. And like, part of me wished I wasn't with my mom on New Year's Eve because I matched with this really hot guy in Frankfurt and he was a cop. So like
Oh
I don't know how I feel about that. But he was fucking shredded, dude.
yeah.
And we matched on Tinder and I remember being like, yo, and he said something along the lines of let's fuck into the new year. And I was heavily considering sneaking out of our hotel room, but that bitch was awake to watch the fucking fireworks out of our window, so I couldn't leave.
You and your mom are like at the point where you could be like, "Oh, mom, I'm gonna just we'll like go for a walk or something."
No, because she'd be like, oh, I'll come with you. Or she wouldn't let me leave and go walk by myself.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But the guy drove a motorcycle, man.
You're very into like the very like cliche man. Well, no, you're not actually. Your taste is sort of all over the place.
Who are you thinking about when you say I'm not attracted to the typical man?
Well, because like the I think Bass Boy, like not to get into like all the guys you've been interested in on the pod,
Baseball.
but
No, we can't. I mean,
like the guy you showed me a picture of in your orchestra who has like glasses and sort of chubby, fell for the Asian girl. Doesn't seem like the
Rent.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like the shredded rides a motorcycle type. So maybe you're
No,
just what's up?
no, he
Yeah,
wasn't.
yeah, yeah. So like maybe you're just very yeah, you're an equal opportunity uh
An equal opportunity employer.
of lust, yeah. But you want to re-download Tinder?
Yes, I think I'm ready.
I believe in you. You need to like something needs to happen with you.
I know. So here's what I've done.
Mhm.
I made a new Facebook account and I downloaded an app that gave me a new phone number.
That's awesome.
So
You
hopefully it
you are
works.
really you really really want to get laid.
I I'm just looking for some human connection, man.
And whether that connection happens between your genitalia and another human genitalia, that's just a coincidence. That's just the
Right.
thing that happens to happen on Tinder.
But then it's like, am I really gonna do that?
I mean, I feel like I don't know. Would you? I don't know. I feel like you're at the point though where you know what you want, and whatever happens, happens. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I every time I fuck around with the prospect of re-downloading Tinder, I just have to remind myself that the same thing is going to happen, where I'm just not going to get any matches, and I'll feel bad about myself for like a week or two.
Yeah,
The only time I ever got matches in on Tinder was when I was in Korea.
interesting.
Americans do not fuck with Asian guys. It's a very strange phenomenon.
Well, some girls obviously do.
Somewhere, somehow, I just don't know where those people are. But it's more just like maybe it's Tinder specific. Who knows?
Yeah, fuck Tinder. I mean, they banned me, so
That's true.
they can't be that great.
And like all you did was catfish.
Solicit men for money.
Yeah. Hey, it was a lot of money though.
Yeah,
I'm proud of. I wish our mental health was good enough to get back into that.
I know. Well, what was so different back then?
It was new. It was like it was a new, interesting, like fun activity back then, you know. And
Yeah,
then it became a job.
you're right.
Like, because when we were first doing it, we didn't expect it to make money, so that's what made it more
Yeah,
fun. Like, it was fun to text the guys and like fuck around with them, and then the money was like an added bonus. But like, I think the recent times we've been doing it, it was like, no, we need money, and like that gave it a
hmm
different vibe.
right. So, should we get back into it only when we just want to fuck around with the guys?
May, but it's still like so much emotional energy though.
Well, I feel like the past few batches of guys were just so shitty.
To be fair, I am in Florida, and
Right.
that could be a contributing factor.
It
Dude,
definitely is.
I do you know how many times I go through the Snap stories on my Snapchat to see a Florida dude just like chilling with friends and like they're rapping and like they're like recording, you know, with their phone. And all of a sudden like a guy pulls out a handgun and he's like pointing it at the phone camera, like rapping along. And it's like, what? How do you plan this? Like what? You text your bros and you're just like, yo, bro, do you want to like hang out in my garage and drink? And it's like, yeah, totally. Bring your gun. Ha ha ha.
Bring in the strap.
Yeah. Bring in the strap so we can point it at the phone camera and pretend that we're gangster. It makes no sense, man. Because when they're not recording, are they still doing the same thing with the guns? Are they still like waving them around? Just like
Probably.
not.
I wish you were in the good part of Florida.
What is that? Like Miami?
Yeah, like Fort Lauderdale, Miami.
Yeah. The thing about Tampa is like it's not as crazy as people make it out to be. It's just sort of shitty. Like
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of sex and parties happen here, but it's bad sex, and like it's shitty parties. Uh, like I was joking around with a friend that if you want to be able to like vote in Tampa, you're going to have some form of STD to like prove that you're a citizen and have been here for at least 5 years. It's
Holy shit.
it's insane. Um, so yeah, I'm not a huge fan.
Have you gotten an STD?
No, because I've only had sex with one person while I was here.
Was that older woman?
The married woman that whose name I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel bad for her. Like it's one thing for me to like hook up with a married woman and to like have it be bad sex, but it's another thing for a married woman to like cheat on her husband and not even have good sex out of it.
Wait, can you give me the dick deets? Why was it bad?
Cause like before I had sex with her, it had been 2 years since I had sex with anyone. So I
Yeah,
was like,
I know what that's like.
well, it's been like what, like 21 years for you.
Shut up.
But regardless, like it had been a while. So there was that. Then on top of that, it was the fact that she was married. So I was like sort of constantly worried that like it was a trap or her husband would find out. Because she lives pretty close. Then it was also like I realized that I wasn't actually attracted to her. It was more just like, oh, she's married, and like I've always wanted to have sex with a married woman, so why not this one? But then like as we were about to have sex, I realized, oh wait a minute, I'm not actually attracted to you. Shit, but it's too late now. Um,
Wait, was she ugly? Was she beat?
no, like she was very like not. I'm not like we started flirting, so like she's fit. Like she's obviously 40, but
Hmm.
she's a decent 40, you know.
Yeah,
But it was more just like that chemical reaction that happens between people. It just wasn't there. Like the
right.
flirting we did was mostly just like, oh, like haha, like I see you a lot, so might as well flirt a bit, as
Hmm.
opposed to like, oh, I want something to happen, therefore I'm flirting with you. So it was
Right.
just like a combination of just like me not being attracted to her, me not having had sex in a while, just me being in two in my head. So like, yeah, it was a bad time.
Interesting.
But you fucked up with people, right?
Yeah.
Are there like any like outlying good or bad stories?
Um, Honestly, not really. I was just really drunk for all of them.
That's unfortunate. Is it like a confidence thing? Like,
Yeah, it's definitely a confidence thing.
dude,
Because it's just so easy. I don't know why.
once you realize that you're hot, then that's when you'll be able to be like, oh, I don't have to drink to hook up with people.
Right.
But drinking does make it easier. I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate the process of getting drunk, but I really like being drunk.
There needs to be a pill for you or something.
Yeah.
It's also just the general idea that like maybe if I'm hooking up with someone and I'm drunk and they know I'm drunk, am I hooking up with like a sus person,
Right.
Yeah. But it's just like, do I want to think about social ramifications of my actions when I'm really, really horny?
That's very true.
I don't know. Life is weird, man.
Yeah, life is weird. There's another boy at Whole Foods that I think is cute.
Go for it.
I've
Just
never spoken to him in my life,
start,
so I probably won't.
then start speaking to him, or maybe take a break. Who knows?
Yeah, I think maybe this one should just like live in my head.
Yeah, I mean, all the relationships that occur in your head are,
Are perfect.
yeah, they're gonna be so much more successful than the ones that play out in real life.
Right.
Isn't it crazy to think that no matter how much you love someone, if you spend enough time with them, you'll get tired of them, or they'll get tired of you.
I hope that's not true.
Oh, no, it's not true. I was lying. That's definitely not preventable
We
though.
can't we can't be thinking like that yet. We're too young.
Well, it's more. It's just like from my perspective, it's I. No matter who it was, I feel like I would get tired of anyone I had to live with for like 10 plus years.
Hmm.
Like sharing a bed, like waking up. I don't know. Like it seems fun at first. Like oh, like we wake up together. Like oh, like let's brush our teeth together and make breakfast together and all that. But at a certain point, you're just intruding upon each other's space, right?
Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah.
I guess you'd have to have like some really good boundaries.
I think you would have to like understand with each other that in order to avoid hating each other, you're going to have to stop pretending to love each other constantly.
Right.
Like maybe like once every 3 months, you guys take separate vacations or something.
Hmm. That could be cool.
Yeah. But I think that's good for the podcast. We can still keep talking until Adrian calls back. But
Okay.
do you want to plug anything?
Um, do I want to plug anything?
Yeah. Twitter, Instagram. Venmo.
Um, April 3rd, 2021, 8 p.m. Live streaming my cello recital. Be there.
Dude, that's like 8 months from now. 10 months? 9 months?
Well, put it in your fucking calendar.
All right. What was it? April 21st, 2021.
April 3rd,
April 3rd.
2021.
All right. Well, I'll be there.
Thanks.
Hopefully some of the people listening will be too. And I have nothing to plug because this is my channel, so fuck it. But yeah. See you guys later.
Bye.